Boxing Bros UK. I'm one of them. Be one of them yourself.
Hello, everybody. This is Boxing Bros UK here. I am the boss, Chris. This is my co-host, Andrew, the Boxing Brain. Topic of the day is Hamza Sheeraz versus Berlanga. Can't remember his name.
Berlanga.
Humbled it. Before we start, please give us a like right now. Please like the video, like it, give us a like.
It's in white.
Yes, press that. Give it a press. Press that like button. Berlanga, he started well, like lateral movement, but do you know what fucked him up? He threw a leaping lead left hook, and it landed, and then he kept trying to throw it. Hamza made the adjustment, and it weren't landing, and he was getting countered a bit. He was trying a few dirty tricks, standing on Hamza's feet, when that normally only happens when you're fighting the southpaw, where they keep standing on each other's foot. And I just think Berlanga, he just showed Hamza Sheeraz no respect, underestimated him. He's trying to, when he got knocked out, he's actually stood square on, and it's like he had it, and he was like looking at the floor, like trying to weave, and he just got tagged hard.
He gets really complacent in the pocket, I've noticed. I'm not watching back on the fight, like, he just seems to sort of, his defence on the inside and in the pocket is shocking. I didn't think it was as bad as what it was, but yeah, I think all the trash talk, the being disrespectful to journalists, wearing all the bling, thinking he's made because he's basically living off of 12 rounds with CANELO. And that's not, made that, Sheeraz has done what CANELO couldn't do, and that's finished Berlanga off. But, read into that what you will. But fair play to Sheeraz. I think we saw with Carlos Adames, Chris, didn't we? When you've got a tricky fighter, loads of lateral movement, high IQ, moving around a lot. Sheeraz, that's probably stylistically as bad as it can get for Hamza Sheeraz. And he broke his hand as well, I know. But I think absolutely the right decision going up to super middleweight. I mean, he's bone thin at middleweight. He still looks thin at 168, doesn't he? I mean, bloody hell. It showed, Hamza Sheeraz did what CANELO could do, and that was stop him. Although, read into that what you will, really. I mean, I think where I went after that was that I think Adames showed, what we saw at Adames is that when you've got really good lateral movement, you've got IQ, moving around the ring, a good mover, good head movement, good everything, that stylistically is very difficult for Hamza. And at 160, he's bone thin at 160. I mean, he even still looks thin at 168. He could go up to 175 even. Or maybe even cruiserweight even. Absolutely the right decision to go to 168. Great call to go with Andy Lee. I suppose we'll get onto that in a little while with Andy Lee, but we'll just stay on the fight for the moment. But you've got to give Sheeraz props. I mean, look, Berlanga come in with a big reputation, likes to run his mouth. But the big things for me as well is that when he did get knocked on the canvas, his ego is a real problem. I hope he learns from this and I hope he's humble. Punching his gloves together, jumping back up. You're an experienced fighter now. I mean, he's not really fought outside of McCrory and Quigley. And, with CANELO, obviously, we know he fought. But who's he really fought? Who's he really knocked out outside of those two of any real quality? And like you said, underestimated Sheeraz. Jumping up to, I see this so many times, such a basic thing. Jumping up when you've got 10 seconds. That 10 seconds, right? Well, I don't think this is my point on this, Chris, whether you're jumping up after 2 or 3 seconds, you've got another 5 seconds, right? That could be the difference between getting to the end of that bell, then you've got a further minute to recover. That could be the difference between turning the fight around. I don't get it. It's got to be ego. It has to be.
Yeah. And the thing is, why didn't he he didn't try and tie Hamza up? If that was me, chin down, well, it's not me like I'm a professional, but why don't he chin down, hands up, step in, as soon as Hamza gets close, grab him.
Yeah. I call it a transformer, Chris. I call it a transformer, just lock, come forward. Do you know what I mean? Keep it simple. Just lock in,
turn to the side, grab hold, and then he wouldn't have got, and that's why the second knockdown happened. Because he just stood there like an idiot and thought, I'll throw with him. When your mind's not all, when you're not under your feet right, and then...
He was banking on his power, weren't he? Yeah. He was banking on his power. He probably looked too much into the Adames fight and thought that this guy's got no heart. Because, I mean, look, Sheeraz looked terrible in that fight. Let's be real. We called it, but credit where credit was due. Was letting his hands go. He went into Berlanga's backyard. A lot of people said this is a dangerous fight. Tony Bellew said that Berlanga would win. He fancied Berlanga. Tony Bellew knows the game. I was a bit sort of on the fence with this one. I thought, this is Frank Warren come out and said, look, this is a winnable fight. And I thought it was interesting matchmaking, that's for sure, 168. I mean, he could have had, I'm sure they looked at maybe a couple of warm-up fights at 168, Chris, but went straight in there with Berlanga. But I don't know, how much of it, the question for you was, very good performance from Sheeraz, but was Berlanga as good as we maybe thought? Just putting that out there.
To be honest, hindsight's the best side. He was. My camera's gone a bit blurry, don't matter. But yeah, he was making a living off. Going 12 rounds with Canelo, he was acting like he just won the undisputed title. It was terrible. And he was eating off that, thinking like he was better than he was. Yeah. And basically, Canelo's on the slide, and we definitely can see that now because the way that he dealt with Berlanga,
100%,
and then the way that Sheeraz dealt with Berlanga, it's night and day. So now when people are going like people like Shalo and Munguia or whatever, I went the distance with Canelo. It don't mean shit. And another thing that I'd like to say, it just goes to show Munguia went the distance with Canelo. And what did he do? A couple fights later or next fight, gets knocked out by nobody.
Sarache.
Yeah, gets knocked out by no one.
So Bruno Sarache had about 4 KOs on his record at the time. Yeah. And he just caught him with a shot from the gods. But
it just told you that lasting 12 rounds with Canelo don't mean shit because Canelo ain't as good as he was. That's why the hardest fight he's had in 5 years is bringing up Terence Crawford from light middleweight. Do you know what I mean? So playing devil's advocate, Berlanga in the Canelo fight, he went there to survive for 12 rounds. Didn't try and win. Against Hamza Sheeraz, he went there thinking, I'm going to knock this guy out in a few rounds. So that was a difference. So maybe a rematch later on when Zepeda's been humbled and tries to fight better. But I just don't think, especially after that performance, I just don't think he's as good. And I don't think he's not going to win a world title at super middleweight. I can't see. If Hamza Sheeraz is there, he ain't going to be winning it.
That's what I was going to say. Coming on to Andy Lee and the state of the super middleweight division, I'd like to cover this topic on the video. Andy Lee, he's the kind of one of the last of that kind of crop style, the Manuel Stewart, Sugar Hill school. Hamza Sheeraz really wanted Andy Lee after seeing Andy Lee's work with Ben Whittaker in training. And he came out and said, I think it was on TalkSport, he said that, he considers and is hoping that Andy Lee will be his trainer for the rest of his career. So I think that shows you kind of the esteem that Andy Lee's held. And look at a lot of his fighters at the moment. Joseph Parker, Ben Whittaker's, I know it was a bad stoppage, but his performance was brilliant in the second Cameron fight. Brilliant performance from Sheeraz, a lot more active. Inside fighting for 6'3", 6'4". Some of them hooks were ferocious. Looked confident. And also, before you come back in on some of that, once Canelo retires from that super middleweight division, who's in there? Who's there? That's got to be the worst super middleweight division I've seen for years. It's not stacked at all. So, good move. This is looking like for Sheeraz, isn't it?
Yeah, I think. If you think, who've you got? Forget Canelo. You got the Charlie.
They've all moved up, mate. David Morrell's moved up. Benavidez has moved up. You got Caleb Plant still there. We'll pull up some. You got Munguia's still there. Sarache. Obviously, Berlanga is just bought. You've got Callum Simpson, our boy at 168. Might eventually move up to 17. I think I've said this on the Callum Simpson after the Callum Simpson video we done when he fought Zuko. I love that fight, but I don't know. I think Callum Simpson maybe will have to fight a couple more times before he can. But they're going to want to build that. I can see that being a 0-2 fight, maybe with a bit of dough.
We don't know what's happened. In fact, maybe we should do a video on that. What the fuck has happened with Ben Shalom and Boxer? So he's got all these fighters. All these fighters signed to him. He hasn't got a network to show to. He hasn't got a network. a TV deal.
Would you want to sign him? Would you want to sign him on your network?
Who? Definitely not. Definitely not.
There you go.
But like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is Ben Sheeraz doing? Like, got an announcement next week. Got an announcement next week. We haven't had an announcement. He's gone ghost on Twitter. So all his fighters, like, we mention them, but what's happening? What TV station are they fighting on? Where are they going?
Good question. That would make for a good other video. So
yeah, what's going on? So I think the Simpson fight. Don't think Simpson's ready for Hamza because he's not really fought at the highest level quite yet. A couple more fights and they'll be ready. But I have here Ring Magazine.
Pull up the ranking, yeah.
Ring Magazine. Top
one. Billy, I forgot about him. Pacheco as well. Yeah, they're the two, aren't they, mate?
Yeah.
And Billy and Pacheco are the danger men, aren't they?
For me, I'll just hope. What a lot of people were saying was that Berlanga's comeback fight should be against Plant. A lot of people, because they were both coming off losses.
That makes sense. That would have made a lot of sense.
So I think in Belay, not Pacheco. I think Pacheco. Too much of a hard fight.
Billy's a tricky one as well. I think Caleb Plant would. That's because he's still got to acclimatise to the division, sheeraz, as well. Like, I know it's only £8, but at 6'3", £8 is nothing, is it? But
no. I'd like to see sheeraz in the Munguia fight, maybe. Yeah, Munguia. I would like to see him Munguia or that.
Yeah. Munguia's a bit more. Hey, listen, Chris. Munguia went in against Sriracha in that rematch, gun shy against someone who ain't a puncher. So that Munguia fight is probably the best shout from you, because if you think about it, Munguia's a name again. Another one that fought Canelo. Canelo, all right, did a decent job on Munguia, but I think sheeraz can do an even better job, and is another great name on the old resume, on the old CV as well. And I think Munguia is a bit gun. He's a bit worried about what's coming back now, isn't he? Yeah. And that's always the problem. When fighters start to do that, it's a problem. Because psychologically, I think they're a bit damaged.
Because no matter what, subconsciously, they pull their punches.
Exactly.
It can't be helped. And if they get scared, they get a bit timid, that's it. That's all she wrote.
Don't be surprised if that's the next fight, Munguia.
Yeah, and obviously, he's Munguia with Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
They're both on the zone, easy fight to make. I'd probably say that's the best fight for Hamza next, because they were talking Eubank Jr. Eubank Jr. won't take that fight. He won't take that fight. No way.
Did Eubank Jr. even go back up to what? He wants to win a world title at 160, doesn't he?
He said he wanted to fight. No, I think he said if you don't fight Conor Benn, he was going to fight Lara.
Oh, that's right, Erisandi Lara. Yeah. Yeah,
I think Lara could probably beat Eubank Jr. because Lara is an exceptional boxer, spoiling tactics, connoisseur. Like, I just think that it'll be a night and Lara will win.
If that's, say, after the Eubank Jr. rematch in September, with Conor Benn, sheeraz is going to be built a little bit more. Obviously, he's becoming a bigger and bigger star. That does make commercial sense, Eubank Jr. sheeraz, but it would make good money, I think, if they can build that right. So I can see how it could, but Eubank Jr. Would Eubank Jr. Yeah, I don't think Eubank Jr. would take it.
No, because he wants a certain kind of money. Because obviously they made big money. Like him and Conor Benn made big money, but he ain't going to get that's. It's not a misfits fight, but it's like they're two weight classes apart. It's all the shit with their dads. It's not. If it weren't for their dads, it's not a fight that anyone.
It's a bit WWE, isn't it? I know what you're saying. It's a bit sort of. Yeah. Celebrity.
There's no world title on the line. They don't get any rankings for it. It's just a good fight, because it is a good fight, and the nostalgia for their dads. But let's have it right. It's not something.
It's bragging rights, isn't it, Chris? Yeah. It's just bragging rights, that fight, isn't it?
It's not something that Eubank can say, oh yeah, I'm worth this money. Look how much I earned in my last. You only earn that. You ain't going to earn any money more money fighting anyone else but Conor Benn. So Conor Benn, he's not going to earn any more money fighting anyone else apart from Eubank Jr. Simple as that.
The last question for you, Chris: does Hamza sheeraz win a world title at 168 in the next few years?
100%, because if Canelo don't retire, the same thing he did to Benavidez, he ain't going to fight Hamza sheeraz. He'll duck him. like relieve his belts, vacate his titles,
weight training, weight clauses, rehydration clauses.
I just think he won't fight him and he'll vacate a title, and Hamza Sheeraz will win a vacant title 100%.
Yeah, I think he's more than capable. I think he's more than capable. It was clearly getting a bit difficult at middleweight. I don't know how that guy was making middleweight. I really don't.
6'3" guy like that fucking make middleweight.
Bloody Nora, honestly, unbelievable. But yes, let us know what you think, people. Don't forget to share, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff everybody always says, and you're sick of hearing it, but do it.
Please. It helps. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Okay.